All right, hello everyone, it's silverkyle, and today we are going to be taking a look at the King in Black Omnibus, which is slated to come out here on December 6th. But I live in Canada, and we sometimes get our Omnibus a little bit earlier, so I get to do a little bit of an earlier preview of this book. This is the standard edition cover, and I really like the look of it. The black and red just really pops on this, and I really like it. We'll take a look at the spine. Got Venom here, the King in Black. Let's go like this maybe. Pretty darn big book too. 1,568 pages. Does have a parental advisory, which you don't see very often on Marvel Omnibus. Retails for $150 in the US, $187.50 in Canada. I can't remember. Maybe $140 is what I ended up getting it for, hearing from Indigo. And this is pretty much King in Black in its entirety, along with all the crossovers. Now, normally I would read these, but like that entire text is all what's included in here. So I'll put a link in the description box below, or not a link, but I'll put a description in the description box, all of this text. The main ones that we want to focus on, though, are King in Black number 1 to 5, and also Venom 31 to 34, which would be double dipping if you end up getting the Venom Omnibus coming out by Donny Cates, also in December. That's slated to come out in December. So if you're a completionist and you want the entire story and you want the entire run with everything else included, like all the crossovers, this might be for you. But if you're already getting the Venom Omnibus by Cates, it's arguable, right? To see if it would be worth it or not. Big book, though, 1,568 pages. King in Black on the left, the creators on the right, for Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. We'll take a look at the actual hardcover art. Not bad. Not a lot going on. I do like this here. King in Black. I really like that. That's a nice detail. This still is nice, but you don't see any of the characters. Granted, I guess that this is a little bit more important for what's going on. I haven't read this, but I know a little bit about it. All right. Let's take a look at what's included and everything. Black there, King in Black. I am going to kill your world. So the only stuff that I know about this is that I had read the Absolute Carnage. Essentially, I was keeping up with Absolute Carnage completely. I have it all in singles, and I also have the Omnibus as well. So I knew that this was kind of coming. That's another good one to read. Oh, the Venom Omnibus just seems to have everything included for the major things, and then Absolute Carnage and the King in Black Omnibus are for the tie-ins, for the entire storyline if you wanted. Now, what's important here is that this is from IMAC in Turkey. And IMAC seems to be Marvel's new thing for the last little bit, and then they dive right into it. So they have everything that's included here. Really detailed too, which I always like. The more detailed, the better for this kind of stuff. They had the introduction here by Ryan Stegman, and then they dive right into it. Really like his art. I know, like, a lot of times, super cartoony isn't exactly my style, but this works for Venom for some reason, even though it's very, I mean, the way Eddie Brock looks, it's much more serious. Eddie Brock. One thing I will say is, this is close to 1,600 pages. This 1,568, I believe, is what it is. I was able to get it to the point where it opens up nicely, like we're opening it up at the beginning, and I think later on it's going to do okay too. But there's a lot that's kind of hidden here that we're not seeing. I'll try to allow you to see. You can see there, they're hiding quite a bit. So you do get some gutter loss with this, unfortunately, and as we kind of go on, it kind of gets worse. But it is a big book. And it won't happen often, but anytime you get a 2-page spread, it's there. There's that nice shot again. So they're very prevalent here in this book. The art, though, it's fantastic. I really, really dig this much more mature content with the art, and the colors, they pop so well. And I can't really, in terms of the pages themselves, they feel like, compared to what we've been getting from the iMac, I mean, there's going to be pages that are glossy and some that have that kind of dusty feel to it that we've been getting a lot in the Omnibus lately. But I didn't feel that there was a lot of bleed through like we have been getting in the more recent Omnibus, like Spectacular Spider-Man. I know it was very prevalent there, but you had a lot of whites in that area, whereas this, you're not really getting that. So like that, we're clearly not going to see anything. I did not see anything when I was flipping through it. Not to say that there might still be some, but I didn't see any, which was good. The art, though, like, it's just absolutely glorious. Let's kind of push through a little bit more. Another thing, too, that I did notice is that they go right away, King of Black number 1 to 5. So depending on how you like to read these, I prefer them when they're actually in the publication order, instead of just sticking with the actual, okay, King of Black 1 to 5, Venom 31 to 34. I'd like to be reading the end of the story at the end of the book. That's one of the few things that I wish that they would have thought about for the reading order, because to me that's very important. Here's another 2-page spread. Lies open nicely, but we're getting this big lump here. And I'll kind of show you that more when we go mobile and I go a little bit closer. Massive book. This has that grainy feel to it right here. That dust. Feels like there's dust on it. It's not dirty, but it feels like it is. Just kind of going over all the different art that you kind of see throughout this entire book. It's closer to the middle right there, just to give you an idea. Trying to open it up as much as I can for these 2-page spreads to kind of show you what it looks like. All right, we kind of got to see what it's like as it's open throughout the entire book. I just want to kind of show the extras because there is quite a bit. That's close to the end. That's close to it there. You get a lot of extras here. Trying to see, because we got white now, you can kind of, if there is bleed through. Granted, this is near the end, so it's not as important. You don't want, the art is what you're mainly focused on. For the text, for the extras, it's not yet. I mean, there's a little bit from that character. That's the most that I've seen for this entire book. I've seen the extras, so that doesn't bother me as much. But other people's miles may vary. Lots of extras. This is neat too. Heirs to the Throne. Whoop. Why is that going off like crazy? Let's just turn that off and turn it back on. Why is that dying? Okay. The King in Black is apparently trying to invade. Stop that. Stop flickering. Okay, we're just going to turn that off. We're near the end anyway. It actually looks a little better without it almost. All right. We'll kind of go close to the middle. And I'll show you what this eye looks like. Close. That's pretty good. All right. Take a look. This is where we were, but that's not really the middle. That almost looks like the exact middle. All right. So this is what we get with this book. So it kind of pops out, but I don't know how I feel about this eye. It worries me a little bit, actually. I haven't seen an eye like this in a long time. It's interesting. I don't know how to feel about this yet. As you can see, we're getting like that's unfortunate. It's not but considering how many pages it is, it's not too bad either. It's just something that I noticed and I thought I'd mention it. Also more venom. Anyway, that's pretty much it. So thank you all for watching. You have been bearded in beardage.